one guy that saved the Corvette. Had it not been for Bill Mitchell, we wouldn't have Corvettes today. There was an edict going through General Motors at the time that all performance was going to be banned. It was called the AMA ban in 1957. And the last Corvette, special Corvette that had been done by Harley Earl and Zora Duntov, was supposed to go to the Crusher. And luckily Zora sneaked it out the back door, gave it to the Indianapolis Museum where it still is. And we used the mule chassis from that car to build this one. It was all done in secret. Top management didn't know a thing about it until the car was done. And then they wouldn't let him even put the name Chevrolet on it, and he would not put the name Corvette on it. So he put the name Sting Ray on the car, raced it privately for 2 years, and it got such an acclaim from the public that management reversed their opinion on the idea for the Corvette, and it was reinstated. We went ahead, and then Larry Shinoda and Tony Lapine came in and did the production version on this car, which became the 63 Sting Ray you can see over here that Bill has, a beautiful silver car. So that's basically the quick story on how it all happened.
You know, thankfully we had a guy like Bill Mitchell, Zora Arcus Duntov, and also Ed Cole, the guys who kept the Corvette alive. And what I like is from this basic concept or design, some of these things worked their way into the final iteration of that first generation Corvette, didn't they? Kind of giving us a little teaser as to what we were going to see for the 63.
Well, you talk about 62, 63, 62 on the back end?
Yeah.
Right, yeah, there was a transition. It was kind of a lead-in that we took the back end on that car and put it into 62s. But one thing you have to understand, that the whole idea for this car actually came out of Italy. Bill Mitchell had gone over to the Turin show in 1957 in the fall and came back with photographs of the Alfa Romeo Disco Volante and the Stangolini Streamliner, AuboBooks Streamliner, and the fortuitous Streamliner, and they all had the same theme with this very crisp belt line that went all the way around the car, separating the top and bottom clamshells with the four aerodynamic shapes over the wheels. And that's what he gave us as a guideline and said, okay kids, here you go. And it was interesting because this project was normally would have gone upstairs to the production studio, but because racing had been banned, it couldn't go up there. So we did it in secret downstairs in Research B, and that's how the car came to be. And it was all developed from the Italian lines of the little streamliners.
Well, thinking back to your early days at Art Center and in your schooling and then getting to work for General Motors, one of the things I love about this show is how people like you and other alumni from this place come back and interact with the students today. You must really like being able to meet some of the current transportation design students and maybe give them a little pep talk and influence them a little bit.
Well, the thing that just blows me away, you come in and you see the talent that's here, and it's so far beyond anything that I would have ever done back here at that time. I'm just absolutely amazed. It's incredible, the talent that comes through this school. I mean, they're walking in the door better than anything I ever did when I was here, so it's always a pleasure to talk to these guys. All I can do is give my experience and what happened, but the talent's all here and it's great.
I want to give you one last little plug before we move on. You're signing some books over here, and you've had quite a line, and we interrupted someone in mid-signature. What book is this?
Well, this is a book that I did on the whole genesis of the Corvette, which is basically from this car through the Silver Sting Ray coupe over there and how it all came to be, with all the pictures of the Italian designs, a lot of my original sketches that I did for Bill Mitchell on doing this car. So if you want to know what the history is of the Corvette and why it was saved, that's in the book, and you can get it right over here.
If only we could get Corvette people to be enthusiastic about their car of choice, then you might sell a few books. So we'll try and send a few people their way. Peter Brock, thank you so much. Let's have a nice round of applause and line up and get his book.
All right, good.
I've known your name forever.